I used to compare my journey to other people's, but I realized recently that every journey is different. Some people start fast and some people finish slow. Some people embark on their journey and are met with a reality that they didn't believe was possible. In this series, we're going to delve into the journeys of people in different industries at different levels and find out how their journeys shape their careers. In this episode, I follow Mr MTMMG, a music video director who has worked with multiple artists and accumulated millions of views. But beside these successes, MTM has dreams of hitting the big screens and being a film director. MTMMG is my bro, so I've seen his development from the ground up, but I want him to explain to you the highs, the lows, and everything in between. I joined him on one of his shoots where he was directing for the artist Moulded on her new single to see how he was getting on. How's the first location?
First location was dope. It was a mansion set up, a pre-party basically. And
okay.
This is like kind of like the party. So the person that she's taken to party with her was in the mansion. You know what I'm saying?
How long do you reckon you're going to be here for?
Well, we're probably going to finish at 9.
Is it? You see the woman in the front? Is she like the manager?
She's the manager, yeah. So that's
I can see it because she's like
on
directing
it.
on it.
Yeah. So she's on it. She's asking the questions, which is good to be fair, because I think it's better to, when it comes to like artists and like managers and stuff, it's always better to ask the questions on set because then there's no confusion. And then obviously when the edit comes back, it's like everyone was here, everyone was active, rather than just keeping silent.
Yeah.
And then when it comes, you don't like it.
How is she as an artist? Is she like?
She is super chilled, man.
Yeah?
She is super chilled. She is sick to work with. She's literally good vibes, like embodied. So.
Were you guys filming from inside the car?
Yeah. So.
Can he hear you?
No. So I've given him the direction that he needs to, what he needs to do. And obviously, so Foller's got a role as my DP, so director of photography. So normally when I tell him what to do on the camera. If he's holding it handheld, then cool. If not, if it's on a steady cam, he relays it to the steady cam.
Okay.
He's also free to like make some decisions, do you know what I'm saying, and whatever. So I can, because we've got a working relationship, I can leave him to do a scene like this and not necessarily be too worried because
okay, cool.
I know he's gonna get what I need him to get.
You were saying earlier about how she contacts you to direct the videos. Is that less pressure when you kind of get the treatment rather than when you're trying to send it to different artists?
To be fair, sometimes it is more pressure because they hold you to a certain standard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So when someone reaches out to me, I'm always curious to know from what video they saw. If they seen like a big budget video and
their budget is
like half that or like a bit less than that, expecting that standard from me with the budget, because one thing a lot of people kind of need to realize in the business that I'm in, a lot of things, as creative as you can be, a lot of things is also dependent on budget.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's certain things that are physically impossible to execute without budget. The
video shoot started getting a bit hectic. There were a lot of people on set and the shooting schedule was quite tight, so I wasn't able to speak to him as much as I wanted to. So we decided to rearrange another day to talk to him more in depth. I joined MTMMG in his studio where he showed me the finished edit and we went into more detail about his journey. So yeah, how did you find the shoot, man? How was the process? It seemed, I can't lie to you, bro. It seemed a bit tense, you know, a lot of thought was going on.
Yeah. I think because of what we were trying to execute, there was a lot of precision that was needed, a lot of calculation. We had to get Midas to be the band in, do you know what I'm saying, playing all the instruments.
Yeah.
Like, that's very like technical in terms of, this camera can't move at this point. So, but I was definitely fairly busy. It was fairly busy in terms of like setup and all of that stuff there. And I think she's super dope. I think she's super talented. So it's definitely up there as like an enjoyable shoot. Do you know what I'm saying? Overall, obviously, you got your little stress in here and there, but they never last long, man. It's just like, do you know what I'm saying, a 10-minute stress out and then you get a grip and then you move on to the next one.
So did you ever think that, like when you, let's say you was 15 or whatever, I'm gonna be directing music videos as that kind of path into directing films, etc.?
Do you know what it is? It was a fantasy idea, if I'm being honest. It was like this would be sick to do. I saw a video on Link Up TV, I remember. I think it was either Link Up or SBTV, right? There was this thing where like they were shooting a freestyle, right? But then they show like the behind the scenes of them shooting, so it's like you can see the camera, and then the camera looked mad familiar. And back then, obviously, I don't know if you remember them Argos catalogs. Scrolling through bare times, you know you're not gonna get them things there. But it's just, I remember going through it one time, and then I seen the camera or a similar camera with this. You know how DSLRs kind of all look the same. But in my mind, I was just like, oh, bro, like, could I really get the same camera as like someone on link up. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I was processing. I was like, right, like this thing doesn't seem as unattainable as I thought it was. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't think I knew that I wanted to be music video per se. I didn't think I would. This wasn't like part of like the plan. People that I had, obviously, they were the same age as me, 16, 17. People are getting into themselves, like they're growing. Do you know what I'm saying? They're figuring out things, like. And then so as time went on, it's just like, obviously everyone was more enthusiastic at the beginning, but life happens, do you know what I'm saying? So people started, I can't make this, I can't do this, and then before you know it, MTMG is just me, bro. Literally.
Okay, so when you now have Mr MTMMG, you're kind of like sixth form area, and then you go into university now. The raves, pictures, videos, talk me through it. Like, what was the thought process? How did that feel like when you got your first booking, and how was that?
I think obviously back then you're 18, everyone's networking, everyone's talking to each other, everyone's jamming. You know, everyone's there, like, everyone's just like, like we're
I could do this,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here just letting people know that, I do this, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, someone's asked me, I've got a pictures. Do you want to do pictures? If I've got £50, do you want to do it? So it's like, man, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, the rave scene was when I decided to make the transition into videos, like officially. So I think I only done pictures for like the first like 3-4 months. I didn't do it for long in the rave scene.
Have you ever had a moment where you wanted to give up, and like how did you overcome that thought?
There was one, and this was like a pivotal moment. Krypton Corner were coming to Leicester. I got booked for YOLO Monday to like be the official like videographer, photographer, whatever. I went all out, I got 2 cameras, like I was just like, like I need to make this happen, blah, blah, blah. And then literally at the end of the night, like one of the cameras got stolen.
I didn't even know that, bro.
Yeah, but it was so I hired a camera, and then I had my personal camera, and then my personal camera got stolen. Oh. So it was like it was a real blow, man. I can't cap, it was a real blow. Like that one.
Sorry, that's
no, bro, I can laugh about it now, innit? But yeah, man, it set me back like 6 months. I was like, I'm not doing this, man. I got a little part-time job, and just making that money on the side, and occasionally I might do like a video here, a concert here, a little brand thing here, do you know what I'm saying? So just still building the network, still letting people, still branding myself as that's the guy that does video. You know what I'm saying? Just to be recognized for that, and like that's what I wanted people to know me as.
And then you get the call the day before a big shoot.
The day before, man.
What was going through your mind? What was that whole process
like? It was like a drunken night still. I can't lie, like the actual like
blurriness,
of it was mad blurry. I remember like little fragments of that night. I can't even lie to you, bro. Like, and it wasn't like I was under any influence or whatever. It's just like the rush. I just want to put out the adrenaline, and the hype, and just the rush of like having to sort out a shoot. My first big shoot, and it's like I've got 24 hours to make it happen. Mr. Easy followed each other on the gram, I'm on my break at lunch now, at work now, and I'm seeing that he's in London. So he's in London, he's in the studio. He's now said, this is my last day, like here. So if you want to come, you need to come now. I'm at work. So I'm like,
you just went through that whole feeling again, like.
Cause I'm at work, and then I've gone to my manager now, man, she let me go. So I had like, I think another 5 hours left on my shift or something, like another 4 hours left on my shift. And in the studio now, I've filmed in it, I've done it or whatever. But then in that studio, I've met people, so I've networked. And then I've met these producers, they're called the Beat Freaks. I've met them now, they're produced. And I just kind of let everyone know that, like obviously individually, like, this is what I do.
Hey guys,
I shoot content, but I'm also trying to, at this point, this is where I'm trying to get into music videos. Like, but nothing, like, it was just that. So I filmed the content, put it out, people liked it, whatever. But I didn't hear nothing from no one for like a couple of months. And I get a call, and it's, the Beat Freaks is a duo, right? It's one of the Beat Freaks, Uche. And he's just like, yo bro, are you still directing? Are you still trying to direct? I was like, yeah, bro, like I'm still out here, innit? Like, what do you want? Like, and he was just like, oh, like I've got this artist. He's just coming from America. He's here. He's leaving in 2 days, but he wants to shoot a video ASAP. I was like, yeah, cool, bro. I'm just on anything, do you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, anything that will just get man's name out there. And obviously, at this point, I don't know who the artist is.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I've now heard the artist,
Who's
obviously Jacquees. I'm thinking, okay, like I've said yes. Obviously, this is what's going on in my mind, isn't it?
You said yes straight away.
I've already
right?
said yes. I've already said yes. So regardless of if it was Drake, bro, I would have said yes. And it doesn't matter who it was, bro. I would have just said yes. But yeah, so I found out that it's Jacquees now, and it's just like, okay, like it's that type of like it's this type of video. And obviously when they've stated a budget now, it's just like, okay, like it's that type of video. And then my head is just like, and I think this is where the blur began, because it's just like my head is just gone into. I messaged the chat. You remember, like I messaged the group chat. I was like, you man. Like,
I need
you need to do a mad thing, literally, like, and I think that was definitely another defining moment, because at that point, and I think this was just God's favor as well, because at that point I didn't have enough for them to actually say yes to me to shoot. Like there wasn't, like if they had said no, we want to go with someone else, like it would have made perfect sense, because I didn't have enough content out there, hadn't directed enough, and my name wasn't even nearly as big enough. But they liked what they seen so far that I've done. You know what I'm saying? The little bits of pieces that I've done. And yeah, man, we organised something, and yeah, in 24 hours we shot the video, bro.
And now how many views is it on now?
I don't even know, probably like nearly 10 or something.
Yeah.
Man. And that's what I'm saying about the domino effect. If I hadn't left work that day, if I hadn't gone to the studio, if I hadn't met the producers, I would, you know what I'm saying, like there wouldn't have been a chain effect.
Yeah, network.
In the industry that I'm in, obviously, we have things called producers, we have people that make things happen, like, that can book places and all of that stuff there, and it's just like, I didn't have none of that, bro. It was just the man them. You know what I'm saying? It was just the man them and what the man them had access to. At that point, Fresh was working at Pop Brixton, and because he was working there, he was able to pattern it and film there. You know what I'm saying? And to my knowledge, I don't think there's ever been another music video at Pop Brixton. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. So yeah, that was like the birth of like directed by Mr MTMMG. That was like the birth of it.
I don't know if it's just me, but I think there's a kind of look to urban videos that a lot of these companies or record labels are going for, or they know it works. Would you say there's less space to be creative when you're working with an urban artist?
I think, yeah, and with the labels, right, because urban music has blown, well, I won't say without, but with minimal help from a label body. Like a lot of this is through the streets, through the people, through us as consumers. There isn't a formula that they've devised to make it work. Whereas like with the pop artists and like all of that stuff there, they've kind of they groom them and build them, and you know what I'm saying? So like there's a formula that works. So I think with the urban music, it's just like they just follow a certain formula, and it's just like it's hard to push the boundaries creatively until you get to a certain point as an artist. I guess as an independent artist, obviously you're free to do whatever you want. So if you're an artist of like someone that wants to push the boundary creatively, you can do whatever you want. And then there's another point where it's just like you get to a certain level as an artist, like, and you're big and stuff, and it's like you have enough budgets to push things creatively. But then there's the middle part where it's just like, cool, you're an established artist, but you don't really have the luxury to push things creatively, because maybe the label are just telling you like, this is what X, Y, and Z did, so let's just play it safe and let's do this because this is what the consumers are gonna take in. You know what I'm saying? So it's always like finding a way to maneuver and have an honest conversation. It's like, look, we can't just kind of be doing everything that other people are doing. You know what I'm saying? So
you want to get into film directing, and if the music videos are kind of more creative and kind of more in line with what you want to do, would you say that it would be easy to transition, or would you say that it's hard? It's going to be hard to transition anyway? I
think the transition going into film is going to be hard anyway, because it's like film is music videos on like steroids. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you're on different days shooting and all of that stuff there. So I don't really look at them as a transition. I think it is going to be a start and stop. Like I'm stopping music videos, but obviously you can still do it as you're like doing film and stuff. But film is you need to be in a whole different mind state to understand film and to shoot film.
What would you say was the biggest lesson you've learned?
If you can't do something, or if you can't take on the job, just say so. I feel like that's like the ultimate like thing that I've learned. It's just like getting to a point where like loads of jobs were coming in and all of that stuff there, and it's just like, oh yeah, I want to do this, and this artist wants to work with me, and da-da-da-da. Before you know it, your quality control starts to depreciate. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time, because remember, this is a creative process. You've got to think of the idea. You've got to think of how to execute the idea. It's not just I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to shoot. You know what I'm saying? So the one advice is, the one thing that I've learned is just like, like quality control. I understand that this is a creative process as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you need to turn down one job to make sure that this job gets, do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously as this job, as that video blows up, you get more jobs, do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a win-win, and then you can grow your team or whatever it is that you're working with, and then just build from there, really.
So if you're looking at an 18-year-old self, yeah, imagine I'm a bit smaller, yeah, I'm you, when you're 18, yeah.
Never be small.
What would you tell an 18-year-old you?
And keep networking, keep being kind to people, just keep being yourself, do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, people will love you for yourself, you know what I'm saying? So people will love you for the fact that you're you.
And for you that maybe lacks experience, or just someone that's younger that might look up to you, because you definitely have people that now see your work and they're thinking, that you may have just jumped there or you got there, but like for someone that has no experience and they're trying to get into it, they have the desire, they have the work rate that you had when you first started, what would you tell them?
I'd say just do, man. Just do. Like as a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old, just do.
As in videos,
yeah, like just do it. Like just be out there, just create. Like get your friends, just create. And it's like, people say this all the time, but like that's how you get better, because you're creating content that are cool. It's not necessarily tied to anything, but you're creating it. Do you know what I'm saying? You might write a little story, you might shoot a little video, whatever, but just create it, do you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, put it out there.